What's up, you guys? Good morning. Day 4. So I gotta say, I feel my strength going up. I feel my appetite has increased. But I know that's only gonna be temporary, right? Because from everything I've studied, it might make me lethargic and actually lose my appetite. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But you can't just expect to hop on a cycle and, everything's hunky-dory. You have to actually, discipline yourself to sleep, eat, train, and you can't be, going out to the bar. You can't be doing, things that are bad for your body. If you're gonna, put things that can be harsh on your body, like anabolics, you have to supplement with a good, healthy lifestyle. That kind of goes without saying, but I always knew I was gonna do it. Ever since I was a kid, watching The Ultimate Fighter, watching Kimbo Slice, old school UFC, old school weightlifting stuff, I always knew I was going to be on a cycle. It was only a matter of time. And I've been on testosterone for quite some time. So now I'm basically just, using other compounds and seeing how my body reacts to it. So it's interesting for sure. I got some cops behind me and in front of me. Should be interesting. If I get pulled over in this video, that would actually be epic. So, yeah, I think I have a burnt out taillight, but I don't know. It's the morning. Maybe they're cold. They don't want to get out of their truck. So we'll just have to see. Ooh, just hit a major pothole. I guess I'm not getting pulled. I'm always nervous when the cops are behind me, though, still to this day. I don't like it. It's like trauma. It's probably because all my time dicking around as a teenager, right? Anyway, I'm spooked. I got nothing else to say. So I'm just starting my shift now. There was 3 cops in front of me, 2 cops behind me. I don't like it. But yeah, anyway, I feel normal again. So yeah, what I was saying is you gotta supplement your body with healthy stuff. So take support for your liver, take milk thistle, drink lots of water, try to limit your caffeine intake, and be good to your body, right? Do cardio every day, do abs. You gotta do these things. Your 6-pack isn't gonna just grow itself, and don't think that you can't have a 6-pack either, because you can. A lot of guys feel like, oh, they're just arms and shoulders guys, but that's just an excuse. That's a cop-out. You can get abs. You can get a 6-pack. You just have to do the leg raises. The only ab workout I really do is leg raises, and I do them religiously. Everything's good. Everything's firing in all cylinders, so yeah, I'll make a better video later. Sunday. I'm just at work right now. And, I work a regular job a few days a week while I'm pursuing social media. So how you do anything is how you do everything, right? So even when I'm at work, I try to get jobs done, even things that aren't necessarily asked of me. When I see something that needs to be done, I do it. Because that's how you can practice small little things like integrity and discipline, right? Doing things you don't necessarily want to do and kind of tricking your mind into believing that you want to do it, right? And that spreads across multiple areas of your life when you start looking at things that way. It's kind of looking at the big picture, right? I think. So I try to have a can-do attitude. I'm not one of those people that say that's not in my job description. Because like what goes around is all around, right? As Ricky would say. So how you do anything is how you do everything. And this is fun, being outside. I found this Swiffer that hasn't been used in years. So I found a good purpose for it. Adaptable, you know? You gotta be adaptable and resourceful. So the struggle, I would argue, is a good thing. You learn to be resilient. I'm blue collar now. Look at me, blue collar. Check this one out. This almost feels like a fly. Fly. What's up, you guys? It's Coach Cody here, and I'm here to say it's not only tweakers that wear a hat with lights on it. Us late night athletes, we also need the light. So I'm just in the forest right now. I'm on my evening walk, and I feel great. I gotta tell you, I feel great. Sorry about the light, but I have a ring light attached to my tripod, and then I've got the light on my hat so I can see. So you'll just have to bear with me for a moment as I get through the forest. I think it's very important, even if you're bulking, that you get your cardio in every day. As I was saying in the video from yesterday, walking improves your mental health. And we can't be sleeping on our mental health. My mental health has been slept on, but not anymore. So I watched a little clip today of this guy in jail. He's doing life. And he trains. He lives in solitary confinement, and all he does is just train all day. And he trains to battle the guards and in case a riot breaks out. But what it really is, by keeping his body moving, he's keeping his mind sharp. So I don't really have too much to say. I've been working all day and just doing my thing, but I had a great training session today. There we go, that's better. I had a great training session today at the gym. I pushed a whole bunch of weight, and you know what? To give some advice in this video, why don't you try, when you're on the incline press, incline bench press, or incline Smith machine press. As you'll see in this video, or as you did see, I pretty much bring the bar right to my nose, because that really hits those upper chest fibers, I find, in a different kind of way. So it's almost like you're doing a shoulder press, but you incline the bench back just a notch. So you're in an incline position, a very high incline position. And then you just bring the bar down to your lip, down to your nose. You don't get a whole bunch of range of motion, but you don't need it. And do you ever feel it, like right in the upper chest? Just bring that bar down to like here. It has to be super controlled, and you have to be really careful with it. But if you're advanced and you can handle it, get into it, right? Because it's all about building that upper chest. Another thing, I can feel my libido start to go up a little bit. And, you know, for all you guys that don't know, I have not watched adult content in over a year and a half. We're going on 2 years. I have a girlfriend. Everything's good there. But it's interesting because when I get on anabolics, especially like DHT derivatives, I notice my libido goes up. And obviously that's good for the relationship, right? That's why I actually really like anabolics. It's a very healthy thing for me. It's good for my mental health. You don't use super high doses. You respect the anabolics. And something like Superdrol, you got to be consistent with your food, your cardio, your training. You really got to make the most of it. I want to maximize the results. And, you know, day 4 today, I definitely notice an appetite increase. My appetite has been through the roof. So I'm going to take advantage of that for as long as I can. Look at this beautiful, beautiful walk here. I love the fog. And it's cool. I've got this cool ring light that I can clip onto my phone. It's battery powered. So, you know, as long as I can see in front of me. I was just in the forest, so I couldn't. But yeah, I just really wanted to let you guys know that NoFap is a very, very powerful thing. And I think if it wasn't for NoFap, I wouldn't be where I am today, because that's kind of what gave me my foundation. And, you know, it's funny because what was it, maybe like 2 years ago, I was starting to research the whole NoFap thing, and I'd listen to guys on YouTube. There's this one vlogger that I would watch. His name's Matt Spear, and he's a younger guy, a little bit younger than me. And he would talk about his NoFap journey. That's kind of how he started his YouTube channel. And that really helped me, because in the video he would just talk about, like, think about it. What are you doing? You're fapping to a screen, and it's taking away your urge to actually like go out and get a date and build a relationship. And that's so true. Think about it. After you release, it's like you don't want to do anything. You should be like just releasing with your partner at the end of the day. Right? And if you don't have a partner, you know, you should look at that. Why is that? You should have a partner, right? That's kind of what God has intended for us men. Well, it's like that's how you create life. So obviously God wants us to be with a woman to either, with the result of creating new life. But even if you're not creating new life, the benefit of being with a good woman is powerful, right? It makes us better. It makes us look better. Men get like a certain energy and certain glow to them when they're with a good woman. And same with that woman, right? That woman gains some of the man's positive attributes, but also maybe not so positive attributes too. So I know we live in a crazy world today, but not everyone has been infected with trauma and insanity. And when I say infected, I mean more like injected with the insanity of this world, because there's podcasts out there and people that are big on YouTube, Fresh and Fit, that are really good. I think at the end of the day, people are going to take this both ways. I think they're good role models for young men because they preach accountability, discipline, traditional values. That's really good stuff, especially for a man who's currently lost and needing to find his way. There is no flip-flopping. You need strong, rigorous, standard structure and routine. Even if you're just getting out of a depression or whatever it is, you need that solid foundation to stand on. You need black and white, right? You can't have gray area till you can. And it's better to never have gray area. For me anyway, it's better to just have a blueprint, black and white. I do this, I don't do this. I don't teeter-totter around. It does no one any good, especially yourself. You got to have structure. And a good, solid relationship gives you that structure. And listen, if you don't have a partner right now, that doesn't mean you're never going to. There's certain things you need to do for yourself in order to maybe attract a good partner. And that's not all just your looks. You got to work on inside. You got to have things to bring to the table. Maybe learn how to cook. Maybe take pride in cleanliness. Start there, right? Iron your button-up shirts. Tuck in your shirt. Wear nice cologne. Take good care of your hygiene. Take good care of your mental health. These are all skills to bring to the table in a relationship, because relationships aren't always easy, and anything good takes hard work, right? If something's easy, we don't appreciate it, and it never lasts. You got to be willing to work through the hard times and talk about the hard stuff and work together and build yourself into a man who attracts a positive woman for himself. You deserve that, no matter what your past experience has been. And you're not going to find that if you're on if you're not on NoFap, because you're going to be occupied with other things, right? That need is already being fulfilled in a different kind of way, but it's still activating that reward center, that pleasure center in the brain, as if you were with an actual partner and woman. So you're not as inclined to build yourself and go out searching. You don't go out searching for a partner, but you know what I mean. You put yourself in a position. You position yourself to be able to attract a partner. And if you're fapping, you're not. That's just the reality. So I want to show you this view again. Look at this. This is called the seaplane base. We've got a seaplane down here, and it brings you over to Haida Gwaii, which is basically the only thing that separates Canada from Japan. A little island called Haida Gwaii, Queen Charlotte Islands. You can see it on the map. It's super interesting. I've been over there once before, and it's basically like this small little island with a couple small towns. A lot of the food gets shipped over by seaplane. It all comes over by boat, but it's super expensive. You guys would be shocked if you looked up the grocery prices in the Northwest Territories of Canada. It's insane. It's like $30 for a big container of Kraft peanut butter, $30 for a big container of ketchup. What else did I see? $20 for a 4-liter of milk. It's crazy. So look up Northern Food Mart. That's the Canadian market that serves that area. Over on Haida Gwaii, we have something called Co-op. Co-op is usually gas stations in Canada, but they do have grocery stores, and that's what they have over there. And it's a premium, right, for the shipping, especially anything that's liquid. But it's a gorgeous place, surrounded by the Pacific Ocean. It doesn't get any cleaner. It actually reminded me a lot of where I am right now in the Northwest, on the Northwest coast. But yeah, right here I got the water behind me. There's just something to be said about a nice evening walk in the fog. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna end the video there. We got into some pretty good little concepts here, and I don't know if I'm going to continue making these super long, because I also want to talk about other stuff through the day and make videos about other stuff too. But I like this vlog form, and I might just keep it this way. No matter what I talk about, just put it in the Superdrol vlog. And if I just did this every day for a month, I might not need to like make other videos at the same time and put them separately. I could just do this every day. And I feel like the algorithm would like that. I feel like a lot of people are gonna like this, because I can talk about a lot of different things through the day and just put it all together in a vlog. And then next month, I could just do the other stuff. So anyway, I hope this helps. Feel free to reach out to me. My links to all my other social apps are in my bio. Or you can send me an email, princerupertcoaching@gmail.com. This is Coach Cody signing off. Peace, love, happiness. All right, I'm back from my walk, and I realized since this is just like kind of a short vlog today, I was really busy at my day job today, but I still managed to find time to get some stuff in here. But I just had another thought that I really wanted to share, because it was such a foggy night on my walk, and then when I got back closer to my house, I realized how many stars are out there tonight. Pretty clear sky now. And I wanted to talk about what my perception on space and stars and all that stuff is. I thought it would be a cool little thing to throw into this vlog. You know, let people into the thing that is my mind. You know, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think that we've been lied to about everything, and I'm not saying that's for a nefarious reason. Maybe the intentions were good in the beginning, who knows? But what I think is going on here, I think there's a heaven, and I think outer space exists to a point, but not like what we've been taught. I think it's something else entirely, and I don't think it's possible for us humans in our physical body to leave this planet. I think that there is a firmament like the Bible talks about. Now again, I've never been a religious person, but I think there is something that prevents us from going to outer space. And maybe they're telling the truth about you can't breathe in outer space. Maybe all that's true, just as like a second measure, in case by any chance someone does get through the firmament. Because I think heaven is on the other side of space. And I think stars are just pinholes in the firmament. And that is the light from heaven shining through. That's right. I think the light from heaven, to a certain degree, shines through this outer space, which I believe is like a separator from earth and heaven. And that's what we see. And the ironic thing is, the evil one is easy to find. You find the evil one and all his little buddies through pleasure and through hedonism and all this bad stuff that feels good in the moment but hurts you later on, whereas you find God through pain, through suffering, through faith. And then these things help you build resilience, perseverance, pride in yourself, confidence in what you can accomplish. Because when you have a strong spiritual connection, nothing can move you. Like, even in those moments where the rug gets ripped from under your feet, you still have such a strong connection where you're like, okay, you know what? This doesn't make sense right now, but obviously you have a reason for this. Just like you've had a reason for every other thing you've had me live through. Thank you. This will maybe make sense one day, or maybe it will not. You know, that's how I kind of see it, because I tell people the same thing if they have a relapse of some sort, right? Whether that's a drinker or a gambler or whatever the addiction is. Maybe you needed this relapse to feel how you feel right now, to slingshot you to where you need to go. And when I say slingshot, that still might not mean you're going to get there fast, but it's going to catapult you out of this despair, because you feel so crappy about yourself, but you might need to feel this in order to get to the next level that you weren't able to get to before. And I know that might not make sense now if you're going through it, but that's something I think, should be taken into consideration. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw this in that video and let you guys know what I think about that. So, it was really difficult on my walk because, what got me thinking about this in the first place was I had to walk past my friend's house who passed away a few months ago. It blows my mind that he's not with us anymore, because this is such a small... I just got to turn this off because I'm approaching town where the 5-0 could be. What's that Eazy-E song? Slowly I approach, or easy I approach. I don't know, but that's how I feel right now. Anyway, yeah, so my friend, it's just so weird he's not with us, because he was such a strong part of this community. He had his own business, he had all that stuff. He helped people in this community. He took his, he's not with us anymore. I don't need to explain why, but that brings me to my next little point here. Is that selfish? Why should all your loved ones and the people who care about you suffer for it? Why? Well, you don't really think about other people when you're wrapped up in that depression. Well, maybe that's the issue. Maybe if you think about other people, it might take you out of yourself. And I'm not trying to sound like a harsh, mean person with no heart. I'm trying to just look at it from all angles, because there's a solution. And if we don't look at these things and talk about these issues and, men's mental health and the things that cause this, how is it ever going to change? We got to look at this stuff. Maybe getting out of yourself and talking to other people and helping other people and, caring more about other people than yourself might be one way to look at it. So, yeah, I just thought I would talk about it. Anyway, that's all for now, guys. Day 4, done.